Hello, welcome to my video. In this round, I want us to talk about finance, the finance part that's in the simulation, in our CAPSIM or capstone simulation. And if you need help in CAPSIM or any related simulation, just text me on the email on the description and I'll check it out. So off we go to the finance part of the simulation so that we can learn some few things about it. Here my company is Baldwin and I'm in round 6. So let's start. Finance is one of the most essential or important parts in the CAPSIM simulation because this is where we issue stock, this is where we see how our company is growing or how our company is moving on. Okay, so in finance, we normally have some things that we consider when making decisions. So the first one is financial planning. So I'm just taking you through the overview first, then we make our decisions for this round. The first one is mainly financial planning. Here you need to develop a comprehensive financial plan that aligns with your company's overall strategy. For this CAPSIM project, we were using the broad differentiation strategy. So that's the strategy that we are using. And also in finance, we need to consider something called budgeting. This means that we make sure that we create budgets for various functional areas of our company, including the marketing, production, human resource, production, all those. And always, budgeting helps us to monitor our actual expenses against the budgeted amounts, and also budgeting makes us be ready to make adjustments as needed to control our costs effectively. In finance also, we need to consider something called financial ratios. This means that we should always calculate and analyze financial ratios to assess our company's financial performance and health. Like this company, you can see that it has a debt to pay. We have a higher current debt and also a higher long-term debt, and we don't have retained earnings, but I'll just sort it out. That's not a problem. Let's first learn on the finance part. The next thing is also when you are considering financial ratios, you need to consider profitability ratios, maybe the gross margins and the net profit margins. That means we need to check if we are making profit or if we are not making profit. Also, we need to make sure that our working capital is effectively maintained at a healthy balance between current assets and the liabilities. That means that we need to maintain our company with a healthy balance for the assets and the liabilities. And also it means that we need to manage receivable to enhance working capital position. So for that, maybe let me just go to another part, which is the balance sheet, so that I can explain to you more about finance. So on the balance sheet, we simply have the assets and the liabilities. So in finance part, we'll be able to see how much cash we have, how much assets, accounts receivable we have, how much inventories we have. All that we'll see on the asset side, and we'll have to see our total assets down there. And also on the other side, which is the liabilities and owner's equity, we shall have to see the accounts payable, the current borrowing, how much we are borrowing. If you have the emergency loan, we shall have to see it here, the maturing debt, and then we have the long-term debt that we have in our company. We shall have also to see the common stock and the retained earnings. And then we have here a graph that tries also to explain or to expound more about the assets and the liabilities. So we go back to finance, and in finance part we have the plant improvements, and we have the total investments. We also have the sales of equipment, and here you can see that it's written red. That means we have a debt. We have the common stock, which are the shares and the outstanding, the price per share, the earnings per share, the maximum stock. So you can see that the maximum stock is 763. And this round we shall just issue our 763. And then after issuing, we recalculate. Then we go to, you can see you have the maximum stock retire, and the retire stock for this round you have 0. So we shall just put there 0. And the dividend per share is also 0.00. And we have some current debt that's due this year, which is 20,156. So we shall borrow some, let's say we shall borrow some 20,200. Let's see, 200. After doing that, we recalculate so that we can see if we can be given that debt. We have been given the debt, so we have borrowed some 20,200. We have cash positions for our company. In 2028, December 2028, we have zero. And by this 31st December 2021, we have a debt. We have 6,491. On the other side, we have the long-term debt, where if you want to retire the long-term debt, you put it here. If you want to issue a long-term debt, the maximum issue for this round is 0, so you shall just put here 0. And then that's all about finance. So if you have any queries about your simulation, or any queries on finance on your simulation, you can just check on my video. Check out the description part. You'll check there my email. You can just text me and I'll check it out and help you sort it. Thank you for watching my video.